Ready? Exercise. Yeah, Cynthia knew Dad ain't going to get dressed to go to the gym. So she convinced me to get a treadmill. And just to shut her up, I said, okay, daughter, I'll get a treadmill. In addition to that, I forgot to mention, she also replaced the phone in my house. I had a nice little phone, you know, you dial the digits. And she went out and replaced my beautiful phone with a portable phone with the push buttons. She says, Dad, you know they got this new technology where you can walk around with the phone. And I said, I don't need any of that. She goes, yeah, Dad, yes, you will. Because when people call you and ask you questions about how you beat your diabetes, you're going to need that phone so that you could stand on your treadmill and exercise while you're talking. I said, okay, daughter, what you smoking? Do we need to have a talk? But as usual, she was right. It's amazing the amount of exercise I'm able to get when I'm on the phone because I'm not thinking about it. And the next thing I know, what, I went 5 miles? So there are ways to program your body to increase the physical activity. That's number one. Number two, there are ways that you can exercise sitting in a chair and burn calories. You can burn 120 calories, which is what I think that's a half hour jogging. You can burn 120 calories in the same period of time sitting in a chair. I know it sounds crazy, but there are techniques. One of them is called muscle activation technology. And it basically has to do with the alignment of the body and moving the muscles in a way that triggers the increase in insulin sensitivity in the muscle cells, which then increases the uptake of glucose, which gives you energy and reduces your insulin resistance. This technique is currently in clinical studies. They don't want it to get out. Places like Bally's, the exercise place, they don't want you to find out that you can exercise sitting on your butt. So when it comes to diet and exercise, yes, diet and exercise is key. But if you're following the traditional diet, it won't work. And if you exercise the traditional way, it won't work. And the other component that I will mention, and then I'll open it up to questions, is spiritual health. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about your spirit. Every person in this room has 3 components: body, mind, and spirit. The spirit is that voice that talks to you to tell you to do the right thing. We don't listen to that voice. We turn the voice off. Television has replaced the voice. The media, your doctor, the expert in the white coat, becomes your voice. Consequently, the mind, which is brainwashed by everything that comes. You think about the food that comes on television. People say, DeWayne, how do you know what's healthy? If it comes on television, it probably ain't no good. You don't see anyone coming on television and telling you to eat broccoli. So the spiritual component is very important. And another thing I'll mention, of course, having some type of support system. And what I would like to do is open up to questions. And just so that everybody understands, what I normally do when I do workshops, what we just went through is maybe 1/10 of my workshop. So I usually run a maybe a 4-day workshop. I have a 2-day program, 1-day program, half-day program that we do with different corporations and other groups that are interested in wellness. So all I've done here is I touched on maybe 2 or 3 of all the 7 major wellness factors that affect your health and your ability to live a healthy life. Yes, ma'am. Right here.
There's an element of time in the morning to get off to work and so forth. Can you cook the meal the night before and reheat it?
Oh, good question. No. The question was, can you cook the meal the night before and then reheat it in the morning? No. Because I thought I could do that. Unfortunately, if you cook, see, first of all, ideally, if you're going to eat a vegetable, it should be raw. But I'm not a rabbit, and I don't like raw. So I lightly steam my vegetables. But once you lightly steam a vegetable, and if you don't consume it at that point in time, and you can actually do an experiment. Lightly steam a vegetable, put it in the refrigerator, look at it the next morning. It will not be green anymore. It'll be kind of a dingy green. That broccoli, the leaves will look like this. Because the air causes oxidation. And oxidation causes the breakdown. And I do not want to underestimate the importance of steaming if you're going to, quote unquote, cook the vegetable. You don't want to boil the vegetables because boiling kills the soluble vitamins and minerals. You don't want to microwave because microwave destroys the enzymes within the food. So everyone understands the concept of a steamer with a little insert. You put water in the bottom, steam heats the vegetable. The water does not touch the vegetable. The water touches the vegetable, then you're boiling it and you're killing it. So I'm sorry, yeah, you really, if you're diabetic in particular, cooking, because I have this problem, I'm not a good cook.
Well, raw. Can you, if you tolerate raw?
Yeah, oh, then raw, then that's okay. I thought I could prepare my meals the night before because I didn't like getting up in the morning, fixing meals before I went to work.
How about fish? Can you do fish? There's harm in doing fish.
Yeah, no, as long as you don't cook it completely the night before, because the number one mistake that people make with fish, they overcook it. And they kill the omega-3s. The number one reason why people don't like salmon, wild salmon, is they overcook the salmon. They destroy the omega-3s. So preparation is very important. I believe in chapter 17, I threw in at least 7 or 8 pages of tips, how to cook, where to shop, what to do. Cynthia helped, my mother, my brother Greg. See, they all know how to cook. But think about it for a minute. I can't cook. But if I can figure out how to prepare a nutritious meal in 7 minutes, I know y'all can do a lot better than I can. Yes, yes.
How about frozen vegetables?
Oh, good, yes. Frozen vegetables are very good, believe it or not. The technology today is such that when they flash freeze the vegetables, they lock in the nutrients. Just make certain that the frozen vegetables are not freezer burn. But frozen actually locks in the nutrients, such that frozen vegetables, in many cases, are fresher than the vegetables sitting out there, in the bin. Because by the time the fresh vegetable gets to the bin, at least a couple of days have gone by, at least a day, unless the farmer's right down the street. And you probably got a week or so before that vegetable just deteriorates. See, I do a lot of frozen since I'm single, and fresh would just, I would just, lose money that way. So frozen is okay. Again, frozen vegetables, not frozen dinners.